So, Coach, and you guys too, it's open to anyone, but how do you think that Pac-12 has prepared you for the NCAAs?
Good question. I think that we're just so fortunate. I think there's a level of confidence that all of us coaches, and I think the players too, I'll let them speak for themselves, but come into NCAA tournament play because of the level of the conference from top to bottom and the varied styles of play. Excuse me. I think that we play so many different styles at such a high level that I just don't think it's anything's a shock to us. So I think our preparation has been really good this week. You know, we've compared, you know, American to some of the things that we've seen with some of our all 5-out guard systems. You know, Washington State plays a little bit that way, and that really has helped, I think, prepare us for these spread court situations. So, and even our preparation in preseason, playing Creighton early, and just that, their style of play, not speaking to anything in the rounds here, but just playing all those varied styles, but against an NCAA level opponent is really, really good for us. Anybody else?
You guys always, throughout the season, have been saying that defense is your guys' identity. I guess for the players, how do you guys go about that this weekend?
I think we just got to continue doing what we're doing, cleaning some stuff up, obviously on the defensive end, whether it be, you know, little things. But I think just us playing, like I said, to our identity, and that's being aggressive, that's bringing the energy that we need. And just continuing to do that.
And it's been a while since the Pac-12 tournament, and you ended the season with a lot of overtime games, a lot of close games. How does it feel to kind of get the rest that you have recently?
All right. Obviously, I don't think we really had like some rest. We've been practicing throughout the week. We had, you know, weekend off and a couple days in between, but I think for majority of the part, we've just been practicing and getting ready for the tournament and making sure we're, you know, taking care of our bodies with rehab and treatment and stuff like that. So it's been, I guess it's been pretty cool to take some time off and, you know, get away from the games and stuff and just focus on what we need to focus on going into this tournament.
I have a couple questions. Coach, for you, how can you speak to just your feelings on the legacy that your team is creating, and how you feel about this group of ladies?
Well, you as a coach, when you have an opportunity to take over a program with such a storied legacy and past as UCLA, you know, you're really just hoping for a group of young people that will believe for really big things, even before they have any substance to show for it or be behind it. And, you know, I've told them this already, but I'll be forever grateful to these 3 young ladies that believed in something and were willing to dream really big, but were also willing to work really big to create their own legacy. I remember like it was yesterday talking to them about, you know, that we want to create something here, a foundation in this program that long after you leave, you will be the ones who have set the standard and set the tone for the trajectory of this program. And they have done exactly that. And, you know, I'm expecting really big things in the tournament, and I'm expecting us to play our best basketball. We are seeking excellence and a deep run, but there is nothing that could happen in this tournament that would diminish what they have already built and that we will continue to build upon as a result of their hard work and courageous belief.
Thank you. And then for anyone who wants to answer, how important is it for you guys to repeat or surpass the success of the previous years?
So this past 3 years that we've been on this team, we've always like fallen short or fallen in a category that maybe we would not want to be at. So like our freshman year, we won the NIT. Granted, did we want to be there? No. But we made the best out of that experience, and that launched us towards our sophomore and our junior year's successes. Granted, we may have fallen short of not winning the Pac-12 or going further in the NCAA tournament, but that doesn't take away what we've done throughout those 3 years. Like the way we've grown and matured on the court and off the court has been shown the past 3 years. And then this year, not getting what we may have wanted with winning in the Pac-12 tournament, that doesn't take away what we've gotten thus far. And then moving forward, like, yeah, you want to surpass the Sweet 16 this year, but if that were to happen again, it doesn't take away what we've done the past 4 years we've been here. And I think, especially with this group of women, you know that you've worked hard and you want to get more out of it. And I think it's something that we as seniors have really taken on, and knowing that we want to do a lot. We want to move forward as a collective group. And I think that's something that will be shown with our maturity and our growth, especially on the court.
Thank you. And last question. Heading into this game against American, what are you guys expecting from this matchup?
We know that they're able to shoot at all positions, 1 through 5. They have shooters. They're a motion team, so we're just going to plan on switching 1 through 5 and being able to play all positions.
And you guys have been playing here for a few years. You just said that. So this is your last weekend at Pauley. How does that feel?
It's just crazy how time flies. I can just remember like our freshman year and being here and knowing that we had so many more years to go, and now this is the last weekend we ever get to play in Pauley again, and it's just so surreal. But you know, it's been one hell of a ride, and just with my teammates. Yeah, so it's just been a great, tremendous 4 years with these girls and the girls that I've played with, past and present. It's just, you know, just looking, hopefully getting a win on Saturday and looking to play again on Monday.
Just to build on that real quick, I also just want to, it's been so meaningful to watch our community support grow for these young women. And I think it makes playing in Pauley this special because of that. And we've grown our support in terms of attendance, moving into the top 25 in the country this year. And I just am really grateful to the UCLA community as well as our broader community in Southern California for getting behind this program and these women. And I think it makes it that much more special to be able to have the culmination to play at home this last weekend. So just really grateful for that, and want to continue to build the enthusiasm, not only for UCLA women's basketball, but for the game, and broadening that and deepening that influence, and really thankful for their support.
Mo and Jordan, going back to the matchup against American, their two best scorers on their team, Cicely Carl and Emily Kinniston, their point guard and their post player. How do you guys plan on matching up with them, like stopping them? I mean, their bench isn't very deep, so like wearing them down, slowing them down on the offensive or on your guys' defensive end.
Well, for me, it's just playing to my principles, just making sure I'm pressuring, giving that energy, being aggressive, making it hard for her to score and get the ball, and that's going to be my job.
So, Kelly, so their two best players are point guard and the post player. So do you feel like you need to step up on the wing or do anything more than you usually do, take on more of a load?
Well, yeah, I think that's something that I've tried to do this entire year, is just trying to be that helping teammate, whether it's like on help side defense, communicating off the ball and on the ball. And I think my ability to communicate and help my teammates out helps them pressure the ball, or helps Mo be on help side and to block shots. It's really helping to direct in that sense, and just knowing that like I have my teammates back, regardless of what may be going on with my player. And usually I'm guarding shooters, so I have to be able to close out fast enough so that they don't get the shot off, but also being able to do two things at the same time. So that's playing my man, but also helping my teammates out and helping anybody else that's on the floor. So that's going to be a big focus for this game and games moving forward.
Coach, towards the end of the season, you guys like seem to be falling in like a shooting drought or a scoring drought in like third quarters. But against Oregon, like the last game you guys played, you guys went 5 minutes in the fourth quarter without scoring. How do you close out games when you need to score, like in the end? Like, how do you not fall into a shooting drought like that?
Well, if I knew that exactly, I would have prevented it in the first place. But I think that the reality is that baskets are harder to come by this time of year. Teams scout really well. We held Oregon to a drought that way. We held them below their average by a long shot, in that last game. But speaking over the course of time, I think you have to be able to get more high percentage shots in the flow of your offense and create mismatches that way by teamwork. It's going to be a real simple thing. It's statistically in the NCAA tournament, everybody's point totals go down about 10 to 12 points a game. And so I think you also have to be able to rely on your defense to create some easier opportunities. So that, when you hit those droughts or those times that baskets are hard to come by, you can get some more stops. So for us, it's getting out into transition. And the other thing is for us is trying to move the ball and screen really well so that we can get the ball to the paint. I think we don't want to rely on just jump shots. That's not our identity. That's not our strength this year. So we need to create ball movement. We need to create angles for the defense to have to make choices so that we can get the ball to the paint, both off the bounce and off the pass, getting Monique touches as well as getting our guards touches to the paint off the bounce. And I think that would create easier opportunities. And something that we've talked about all year that is really important. When you get the ball to the we call it the war zone, which is like the 8-foot area right around the basket. At this time of year, you better make that shot or you better get yourself to the free throw line, because those are really hard touches to come by, and you got to be able to deliver when we have those kind of high percentage situations. So there's a lot of things to it, but I think it's a mental toughness about playing the way you need to play, relying on your defense and rebounding when some of those droughts happen. If you watch the men's tournament yesterday, that happened in several games, and the ones that were able to sustain those are the ones that were able to rely on getting stops on the other end and then trying to get the ball to the war zone and be able to deliver in the war zone.
And then one more question for you, Coach. Throughout the season, you talk about how important passion plays are. At this time of season in the NCAA tournament, I mean, you only have one, like you don't know if you're going to live for the next or play the next day. So how important are passion plays to close out games?
I think it's everything. I think you've heard all three of them refer to that, is that when we are playing at our best, that's how we are. And I think the fun thing about college basketball is that there's a lot of ways for teams to be successful. There's a lot of styles, there's a lot of things, but our style, we aren't going to come out and outshoot you from the three-point line this year, or there's some things in our style, but what we can do is use our length on defense every day to get every hustle play, to get out of area rebounds, to win the possession game, to really build on those passion plays, which are the non-statistical categories that we think really make us go. So I think they're immensely important. We've never lost a game that we have had 70-plus passion plays. And so I think it's, that also feeds into our confidence that we know we're playing to our best when we're playing with great aggression, with speed, using our length, relying on our defense, and creating easier opportunities because of our selflessness to do those non-statistical things.